Vince is gonna Vince.
Opportunity to make the pass up the inside. Friese goes wide and takes him down!
This week's RotoMoto reaction is brought to you by O'Neal. Another incredible night of racing and another video talking about Vince Friese and also talking about penalties or lack thereof. Vince Friese barrels into Christian Craig in an act of complete reckless abandon, landing both of them in the back of the pack in an already shortened race, and a lot of sour in the mouth of Supercross fans everywhere. Let's paint the picture. The gates drop for the second 250 main event of the night, and it didn't take long for it to get interesting. Vince Friese expectedly pulls the whole shot with Christian Craig hot on his heels through the first two rhythms. Craig cuts down to set up the third section and they drag race down the straight using different rhythms, with Vince set up for the inside of the sand section. It's worth noting that the number 62 has the preferred rhythm here, as it was proven in qualifying that tripling into the sand section was the fastest way to go, and also shows Vince's commitment to his line in his part of this fight. Everyone knows what happens next. Craig hooks into the outside rut. Vince rides past the start of the inside rut and his front axle finds Christian Craig's foot peg. Craig somersaults into the steel door, trips on a power cord on his way back to the bike, and then just charges his way back to one spot off the podium like nothing happened, passing Friese back along the way. Twitter was on fire, the post-race live show chat was on fire, Vital was on even more fire than usual, even Weege was on fire. It was obviously the memorable moment of the night, overshadowing Hunter Lawrence's shoey and Tomac's relative dominance in the 450 class. Let's go back to the most memorable moment in the second main and break it down blow by blow. Like I said earlier, it is of note that Vince is taking the faster line into this corner. Tripling into the sand would have him carrying much more momentum than Craig into the corner, and if nothing else, shows that Vince was committed to that outside line. When the race happened live in real time, I thought it looked possible that Vince was attempting the inside line and his bike had just skipped over the rut. But after hindsight and being able to see so many angles, it's clear that this was Vince's preferred line. It's hard to see, but in fact, later in the main, he uses the exact same line, going through the start of the inside rut to rail the outside line the same way he did on the opening lap. There's no denying that this was a bonehead move. There's no denying that this was reckless, ill-timed, and doomed to fail. The only explanation is that Friese thought he could actually out-drag race Christian Craig on a star Yamaha, and that if he was close enough, CC would be the one to back off. But Craig didn't, and he was never going to. Vince Friese races like a 12-year-old playing a video game. He has the confidence of that snotty childhood best friend in an anime that grows up to be a short-tempered, antagonizing bully. He needs to be better. This is not a video game. These are real people that he's hitting, and if he keeps going unchecked, it's going to end poorly, especially now that he's racing with younger and less experienced riders. Guys that a lot of these teams have put a lot of resources into. But there were no penalties tonight, at least not public ones. Jeremy Albrecht from the AMA Competition Committee was seen talking to Vince last night, so it did not go unnoticed. No doubt he'll be paying a fine and likely has a certificate of probation for whatever good that does anyone, but no points docked, no positions lost, no justice for Craig.
I mean, I was super heated after that second one. I had an AMA in the truck, and I'm like, you guys got to do something, you know? And I mean, they're just assessing. They assessed the situation, and he was back on the line. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not AMA. That's up to them, but I feel like probation doesn't really do anything to riders. So we'll see. It's frustrating, but I can't do anything about it now. It's done, over with, and it's in AMA's hands, and we'll see.
Now, I am not one to victim blame here, but if the game doesn't change, then the players need to. Vince Friese has two things going for him. He gets great starts, and he knows how to defend. And he defends the outside very well. Too well. I can't believe these riders continue to try to challenge him on the outside. It might not be fair that he is allowed to race the way that he does, but that does not change the fact that he does, and these guys need to make better decisions when dealing with someone erratic as he.
super frustrating, but I've had so many encounters with him, and it's like I'm always on the other side. Like one year at Monster Cup, he cleaned me out and broke my hand, and nothing happens. And then this happens. We're wide open in the sand corner, and he comes out of nowhere and clip bars, and I go flying into. I think I almost hit that wall. So I think something needs to be done. I think it's it's dangerous. That should not be done. It's one thing when he's faster and he's trying to pass people, but when someone's trying to pass him, it's dangerous. He's cross jumping people. He's doing what he did to me tonight. So yeah, I'm very sour about it.
Maybe it was ego that made Craig commit there, or maybe just his desire to get away from Friese as fast as possible, but no matter the reason, he needs to take more care in these spots if he wants to play with the big boys in the 450 class that are just as likely to park friends and teammates as they are their bitter rivals. Typically, I would ask here if Vince should be penalized, but I think that overwhelming majority are going to say yes, so instead, give me something concrete in the comments. Tell me what the penalty should be. I've seen everything up to and including stripping him of his pro license, so nothing is off the table here. While you're down there, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like the content I put out for you each and every week, be sure to check out the Patreon. Every single member is entered into a drawing to win race used and autographed memorabilia from their favorite riders. So just about $1 per week feeds a starving Moto fan and gets you a chance for some rad gear. Thank you for watching RotoMoto. My name is Donnie. Keep it pinned to the weekend.